Hello everybody, it is Lynn with Crafting Break for day number 2 of our Halloween craft along. Yesterday I posted a video where we made these 2 cards, and so that was last night, and if you missed it you can go back and check out the video on YouTube or my Facebook page. Tonight we are making 2 additional cards. These are the 2 cards we are making, and I will walk you through all the steps like I did last time. I think what we'll start, let's start with this card, and let me walk you through all the pieces we need for this card. So you're going to need Petunia Pop card base, which was included in your kit. You're going to need 2 white pieces of cardstock. This card uses 2, they're the exact same size. It's the white layer here and the inside of the card. You're going to need a black layer, which I actually forgot to cut for myself, so let me cut that real quick. Oh, that's my card base, so let's not cut the card base. I'm gonna step over here real quick and grab some black paper, black cardstock. Okay, let me cut that base for myself real quick. Sorry about that. You think you're ready and then you realize you missed something. Okay. So there's my layer, and that should fit just perfectly on there with that little bit of a border. Okay, now we're gonna need to go into our paper here. And we're going to want to punch out the tree, which is right here. I had an extra one from another kit I was doing, so I'm just going to use this one instead of punching out another one. And this tree has some little small pieces that need to be punched out. Okay, so we've got our tree. We need 3 single candy corns, so let's punch those out. They're kind of all over the page, so you can punch out whichever ones you find first. And then on my card, I used the bats from the die set and also the fence. In your card kit, I did not cut any of that out. You need the bundle to do that. So I went ahead and pre-cut my fence. And instead of me using the bats from the die set, I'm just going to use the bats that come in the kit on this card. So you can punch these bats out as well. Or if you have the bundle, you can go ahead and die cut. Okay, so I think that's all we need from this set for this card. Let me go ahead and pull in this card. Since we have this sheet of paper here, we can go ahead and get out the items we need next. So we're gonna need this little, I don't know, princess, I don't really know, cat, bear, I'm not sure what she is. And we're gonna need a broom. And that is all we're going to need on that card. This is a piece of DSP, so we'll walk through how to cut that when we get there. So let's put this aside, and let's put that card aside, and let's bring this back in. And of course, I'm trying to stay super organized, and I think I just messed some stuff up over here. Okay, I think I'm organized again. Okay, so we're gonna bring in our white piece of paper, our basic white cardstock, and in the background I did some blending. So we're going to start with some blending. If you do not have blending brushes, that is okay. You can use saran wrap. That works just fine as well. You just want to ball it up and then swirl with it, and that will work as well. So I'm going to start with Petunia Pop, and I'm going to start at the bottom. How I do it is I tap, tap, tap. Let me grab a scrap piece of paper really quick so I don't have to worry about cleaning my glass mat. I want to get some of that off, and then I want to lightly start swirling onto my card base. I'm going to make a mess anyway. I'm going to have to clean that. Now you can obviously go darker. You cannot go lighter, so just keep that in mind as you're bringing in the ink. You want to start light. I don't press down very hard. I start light, and then as I blend, I push down just a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks good. I don't want too dark, So I'm going to stop there. The other colors I brought into the sky, I think I used black on that, but I'm going to use smoky slate this time, and I'm going to use pumpkin pie. So let's start with the smoky slate. And if I don't like it, and if it's not dark enough, then I will bring in some black to do that. But I'm going to try this first. Okay, let's start light, start swirling, and I know this is probably shaking my table, so I don't have the best setup. So the table will the table will move as I swirl or blend. And I want to bring it down into my Petunia Pop a little bit as well. Okay, that looks good to me. And now I'm going to finish off with a little pumpkin pie. Let me move these out of the way before I create a mess. Pumpkin pie, just to give the sky a little bit of a different color than just the gray or the black. Stormy looking, right? Okay, that looks great to me. I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, now what we're going to want, oh, I forgot to grab my bats, so let me grab another block over here and put the bats on my block here. I'll move that out of my way. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp the word spooky in the top. Hopefully you guys can see that, and I'm leaving it in view here. And if you hear that noise, my craft room shares space with my cat litter box. So my little kitty Teddy's in here right now doing his business. Okay, I'm actually going to leave that ink out for a minute. And I'm going to put the tree down next. Actually, yes, the tree. I glued mine down flat. So I'm going to take some adhesive here. Of course, glue is my choice. Just kind of put it all around here. All right. I went off to the left side, and I'm going to go close to the bottom, and I'm going to show you why I'm doing that. On my sample here, I didn't go close to the bottom, and I used a black blend to kind of ground my tree. Doesn't look the best to me. So on this card, I'm putting the tree all the way to the bottom, so I don't have to worry about that this time. Okay, I'm going to take my reversible tweezers so I can hold my fence. And I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the fence. After I glue this down, let me show you what other option there is for your fence if you do not own the die set. There's something you can use for that I think will work just fine. Okay, let me put that down. This strip right here of DSP that we are going to use on the other card, this has got a nice fence, right? So, well, yes, you could fussy cut that if you want. If you just cut out a strip and placed it right here on the side, on the right side, I think that would look just fine. So if you don't have the fence, not a big deal. Okay, I'm going to take the 3 candy corns and I'm going to pull in some mini dimensionals as soon as I find them. Here they are. And let's grab these. And I wanted to pop my candy corns up, so that's why I'm using dimensionals. I thought, there was too much on this card that was flat, so the candy corns looked nice, I thought popped up. And so I put one here. Again, you can put them anywhere you want. If your fence is too far to the right, like mine is, that's different from my sample, I just move the candy corn over. And oops, that's not where I want you. Okay, right there. There's our candy corns. Now I'm going to stamp, well, let's stamp the bats if they stay on the block. I'm going to stamp some bats here on my card. A few up here. And I think I'm going to just get, let's see if I can do this. Let me clean that block real quick. Because I don't want all of the bats on the bottom there. I just want 2. So I'm going to clean that stamp off real quick. And oops, I'm only going to put 2 bats. I got to move this closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. I only want 2 of those bats. Well, I got a little bit of another one. That's okay. Okay, that takes care of the stamping there. Let's pop up. Since I'm using different bats on this card, I'm going to go ahead and pop these up as well with some mini dimensionals. I have no nails right now. Ugh. Okay. And you can put them anywhere you would like in the tree. You can even use these bats instead of stamping the bats. You could use these bats in the sky as well. Okay, there we go. Let's layer this piece onto our black cardstock. And again, it's just a small border. Oops. Just bent that wing. It's okay, he's flying. He or she is flying. I'm gonna bring this Petunia Pop in and give it a good crease with my bone folder. And of course, open it back up. And I'm gonna glue this card base down. Again, a thin border on this one as well. Now we're going to stamp the inside. What did I do? Happy Halloween and Petunia Pop. So let's pull that in. Oh, let me move that out of the way. Happy Halloween is right here. And there we go. Close that up before we have a disaster. And let's glue that into our card base. And card number 1 for tonight will be done. These are super simple to pull together because, again, the paper pack provides everything you need. So it makes these cards super quick and fast. Oh, of course, I need the stars. So let me pull those in. How could I forget the most important part of this card? My goodness. I used Petunia Pop. So I'm going to do the same thing on this card. Put one here. And again, anywhere you want to put them. It all depends on how you stamped your bats, right? You know, I can't fit as many in certain places as I did on my other card. Look, this is a perfect place to hide that little bat that I didn't mean to put there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them right there. Okay. Card number 1 for tonight, or card number 3 for the week. There's that card. Move that off to the side. Okay, let me clean my stamps real quick because I don't remember what color I'm using. And I don't want a disaster. So. Okay. Clean my glass mat there. Okay, the next card. And this is a card we're making. And again, you can see I blended on this card base as well. But before we start blending, let's bring in this piece of DSP and let's cut that together. Let me move these blending brushes out of my way. Okay, here's the strip. So let's bring in our trimmer. And again, I'm not going to measure this. I am looking for this line right here, and I'm going to put it into the center of my track of my trimmer. It probably is a measurement of something. Let me see. It's probably, well, it's close to 4 3/4, but I'm not going to look at that. I'm literally just going to eyeball it. Okay, now save this piece. We're going to use these for other cards later. Now on my sample card, I feel like this part is too high, this Petunia Pop blend right here. So I'm going to trim my fence down. And before I actually do that, I'm going to trim from left to right on this card too. So that is 4 inches. So let's trim 4 inches. And I'm going to trim a lot of that off. I don't want as much sky on this one as I had on the other one. Save this piece. You know what we can do is we can use this for the inside of the card. So let's go ahead and save that. Okay, we're gonna have our basic black card base. I'm gonna set that to the side for now. 2 basic white cardstocks. One's for the inside, one's for the blending. I'm gonna put the inside piece aside. You can see this one's gonna fit nicely right here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in some blending brushes, and we're gonna do pretty much the same thing we did last time, and we're gonna blend all 3 colors. Instead of doing layers, I'm gonna blend all 3 together, but you can do, of course, whatever it is you would like to do with your card. But I'm gonna do all 3. And again, you don't have to worry about going too far down, because that DSP is going to cover the bottom. You don't have to worry about that. Now you want to just cover all of your card. Storm's rolling in. It's Halloween night. And again, you can go as dark or as light as you want. I'm going to go a little lighter on the gray and a little darker on the orange and Petunia Pop. That blending brush aside. Let's pull in Petunia. No, I almost did Petunia Pop and the pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is what I'm using now. And again, all over the card. Pick up some of that from a glass mat as well. So if you use a glass mat, you can pick up some of that ink right off your glass mat, which is nice. Okay, that's enough for me. This pink is really going to make the difference here when you start adding this in. I feel like that really adds an element of there's a tornado in the sky or something. And it doesn't take a lot, right? There we go. That looks really good to me. I love that look. Okay, let me get those out of the way. Let me get a baby wipe and clean that. Oh, they're right over here. We don't want to get our card in that mess, our card base in that mess. Okay. And of course I don't have anything to clean it or dry it with. So let's just use our hands. I should have grabbed a paper towel. Okay. The things that happen in a craft room when you're not ready. Paper towel. Okay, that is good to go. Let us stamp Happy Halloween in the top right corner. And of course, I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink, but you can use any color you want. I think the black looks nice against the color because it really stands out. Now the fence. I'm going to add that fence along the bottom. I think that looks a lot nicer with not as much height to it. At least to me. You know, we're all different. Okay. This is how I get it down to the bottom evenly. Okay, now we need our broom, and she's going to be flying and or dancing on the broom. So I'm going to just do some placement here to see where I want to put the broom so I know how much room I have for her. So I guess I want it pretty far down here, really angled. So let's put some glue in here. I glued the broom down flat and I popped her up on dimensionals. Now, of course, I dry fit that, and I'm probably not even going to put it down in the same place. So it's going to be what it's going to be. Okay, she needs some dimensionals. I only have the minis here, so actually, not true. I do think I have regulars here somewhere. I do. Let's use those. So we're not using, as many as I say, but of course, I'm going to use 3. Okay, now she's going to be flying on her broom. Okay, let's score our basic black cardstock card base. Don't you love? I love it how I score it to give it a good crease, and then I turn on and open it up. This one did not have a layer, so this is going right against the black card base. I did not do a second layer underneath that one. Not always do you need that. I must be running low on my glue. Okay. There we go. Now, what did I stamp on the inside? I stamped all tricks, no treats. I'm sorry, I completely read that wrong. No tricks, all treats. Did I read that wrong? I don't even know. I did not get that stamp set out, so let's go ahead and get that one. Again, you can use whatever stamp you want. Got a little hair on that stamp, and that is not straight, so let's try that again. There we go. I think that looks okay. Okay. I'm going to stamp that in Memento Tuxedo Black ink because the card, I tend to pick a color for the inside of my card the same as the card base because it's sitting against the card base. So that's why I choose to do that. It does not have to be the same way for you. Now this strip we had earlier that we cut off, it's going to fit right there at the bottom because it's 4 inches. So I'm going to use that instead of waste that. And I'm going to put that at the bottom of the inside panel. Sorry, that was a little loud. I mean, we might as well use it. We cut it, so let's use it, right? Oops. This is why I do my little trick. So it gets to the bottom. Oh, I don't know why I just put my glue away. I need it one more time. I've got to put this inside. Okay. And to finish this off, of course, we need our shimmer stars. And on my sample here, you can see I used black, Petunia Pop, and white. So we're just gonna mix them all up here and use whatever we want, wherever we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's go 5 right there. Okay, there we have it, our last card for tonight. And see, similar but different still, right? No two cards look the same. This one has a little bit more Petunia Pop than this one. My blending was a lot darker on this one than here. I trimmed this down a little bit more. So, you know, doesn't always have to look the same, and my 2 cards don't look the same. So recap, we made these 2 cards tonight, and these were the cards we made on Monday. So I did look, and I do have 2 kits left, not 1. So if you're interested in the craft along, you can still order that. It's available, and you can re-watch the videos to make the cards. If you have any questions, just reach out, but I hope you enjoyed those cards. I will be back tomorrow night with another video for cards 5 and 6, and then I'll be back Thursday and Friday. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll see you with a video tomorrow. Bye now.